Today on Drawbli,
we are looking at the art of Zim.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are self-taught artists documenting our drawing adventures because art is better when shared with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And let's get in and look at the painterly artwork of Zim.
Wow, hardly a hard line in sight.
By the way, link below to their art station if you want to check out more of their artwork.
Yeah.
We do that with all of these artist adventures.
Always.
So most of their artwork is going to be of feminine characters, so I wanted to show off one more masculine male character at the beginning, which is an actor who I can't remember the name of, but a lot of these I've seen the references for on Pinterest.
Oh,
I've
really?
seen this reference of the person that this is based off of.
That's fun to be able to see that and see where they get their
Exactly,
how they
and see,
interpret that.
Yeah, it's so cool. So I love the differences in style between those first two that we just looked at and this, where this is obviously like a whole lot less textured, a lot less rough. This is like highly polished.
Look at the lighting on her torso. That's so incredible to get those value shifts just right like that. I love when I see that because I'm not at a point right now at all where I could remotely copy that.
Yeah, their skin rendering, their clothing rendering, their hair rendering, like it's all absolutely amazing.
That is really, really good.
Right? It's super cool. I love the lighting on this as well.
Yes.
Where she's holding like this feather quill.
And the areas of focus where her lower hand is just very like unrefined.
Yeah, I know.
It really heightens the intensity of her face and the silhouette of her face.
It's just such good painting, such good control. Yeah.
Oh, these hands are so good. Wow. Wow. I love those. That's amazing.
I also really love, you were talking about like focus and how they do like different forms of focus where the hair isn't necessarily unrefined, but it's like got this more noisy, messy texture or blend.
Soft noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a chalk. It gives me a feeling of like chalk brushes, kind of like a...
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas the hands are clearly the focus of this piece and how refined they are.
Wow, that's awesome. This looks like a nice study on light.
Yeah, I mean, their lighting is absolutely amazing. There's definitely some good stuff to learn from these artists here that we take a look at. I love the warmth that they get into in the lighting through that like Terminator from the separation of light to shadow. That is something that I've been like really trying to work on and capture, and I feel like sometimes I hit the mark, sometimes I don't. You know, I need a stronger process to like nail it down.
Right. It comes down to sometimes, doesn't it, feeling like workflow. Like I feel like that's what we're at a point of wanting to discover and have been for a long time. It's like, what's the workflow? What's my step one, step two, step 2A, step 2B? You know, like
It comes down to, I think, you know, repetition and practice. Like
Yeah.
I definitely have a workflow that I do, but there's like variations of experimentation in it.
Yeah, I want a list of boxes to check, if that makes sense. That
Do
say,
you have like something that you always start with and like, you know, certain steps of the process that you're always hitting?
I'm not reinventing the wheel. I start maybe with a sketch.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
drawing.
Yeah.
But I don't have like a super solid workflow. But I guess that's part of the journey of becoming an artist, is
Absolutely.
finding a method to start and a method to finish and everything in between.
Yeah, I like to not try to worry about having this perfect workflow too much and, you know, be free to have a general idea of where I'm heading, but give myself the freedom to experiment.
Yeah, I think it's nice to have some structure, but it's also, it would probably be a little limiting to add too much structure early on. Maybe there's a balance there that can be achieved.
This was the artwork that I discovered this artist from, and I just love the emotion of this piece. Like, I love something about their hair. Something about the hair that they do is always... It makes me jealous, is what it is. It makes me jealous, because I wish I could paint hair like this.
It looks like they were relaxed while they were painting it, you know? Like, they weren't stressing about it, but it still came out looking so good. And, you know, it's because they were so relaxed. They're like, oh, of course it turns out nice.
That's it. I'm just not relaxed when I'm painting. I'm just a bundle of stress.
Stress and nerves. Oh, the glasses look so cute. So nice. That can be intimidating to put glasses onto a character, especially delicate wireframes, because it's really easy to feel like you're messing up the proportions.
Absolutely. And look how like like not structurally sound these glasses are. The brush strokes are like not super clean, and I feel like that just shows a confidence that comes with time. Not something that I currently have, but wish I did.
The earring in this one is so complex. Like that would have exhausted me just to draw
Yeah.
that earring, let alone color it and shade it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I'm sure it's based off of a real earring. I would imagine they drew that with reference.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
This
Or
is
maybe
so
like
cute.
looking at a flower or something like that.
Yeah, look at the paw on the cat. Like, it's so interesting to see these juxtapositions of like seemingly very simple things like that paw with like the perfect execution of the cute cat face.
Yeah, something that I always think is so crazy, and this actually has another one that I can point out, is fingernails, where I'm so bad at painting
Yes.
fingernails
Yeah.
because I always hyper exaggerate like the form or like the color difference between the nail and the skin or the material difference. Whereas like the way this artist handles it is so subtle. Obviously not in this one when they're painted and stand out so much, but you know, that is something that I feel like is so nice to see from these artist adventures where we can see how other artists tackle these areas. And it's not about, at least to me, like getting the answer that I want every time. It's about slowly being over time like exposed to different solutions that you can only discover for where you are right now.
Yeah.
Like a year from now, if we came back and looked at this artwork, I feel like we would take completely different things away from it.
Yeah, maybe we would it might depend where our focus was at the time, too. This is so cool.
Yeah. Everything about this artist's hair is just blowing me away with every artwork that
The
I look
clothing,
at.
too. This, I think I relate everything back to only things that I know, of course, but Can Liu, you know, how they have such a sketchy style, like
Hard edges.
yeah, when they haven't had a fully refined piece, it still looks incredible. And so I see some of that in some of these works as well, where you're like, that's not fully refined, and I like it even more because
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so much of the appeal of a painting is the fact that it is a painting. And in some ways, like making that obvious to the viewer, I think is really cool. And it helps illustrate like, hey, there was a human behind this that put time and effort into this thing and had to make decisions about certain aspects of it.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, this one is cool with the lighting. I like that a lot.
And if you like it a lot, click that like and subscribe button.
And don't forget to check out our guidebook on daily drawing, linked below.
And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
Goomba. Abby, if you were a Procreate brush, which Procreate brush would you be?
Ooh, I would be probably the HB pencil.
Ah, you are such an HB
You
pencil.
know, just kind of there for, figuring things out and getting an approximate job done.
Well, I would be the hard round brush because I'm boring.
Oh no, you're not boring. You're good at the foundation.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant to
You've
say.
got
Yeah.
a strong foundation.
Strong.
Yes.